BMW drops a new iX3 with the UK's longest EV range, Ford Performance gets a new name, and Honda finally puts the Prelude into production. That and more in That Was the Week That Was in Cars. Hi there, I'm Max and this is That Was the Week That Was in Cars, where we take a look at the big car stories of the last 7 days. So if you want to be kept up to date with all the latest, be sure to click subscribe and click the bell icon so as to get notified whenever I load up new content. Right, let's get to it. BMW has kicked off a new era this week with the reveal of the first ever new class production model, the all-new BMW iX3. Let's start with the headline. 500 miles of WLTP range, making this the longest range battery electric vehicle on sale in the UK. That's more than a Tesla Model S long range, more than a Lucid, way more than an Audi Q6 e-tron, more than, well, pretty much anything really. And that's no exaggeration. The numbers are backed by a 108.7 kilowatt hour usable battery, 2 electric motors pushing out a combined 469 horsepower and 645 newton meters of torque, and an 800 volt architecture that lets you add up to 231 miles of range in 10 minutes using a 400 kilowatt DC rapid charger. That near as makes no difference the entire range of a Renault 5 in a toilet stop. 0 to 62, just 4.9 seconds, despite weighing over 2.3 tons. And if that wasn't enough, it's also debuting BMW's new AI-powered vehicle brains. 4 supercomputers running the drive, dynamics, comfort, and infotainment. One is literally called Heart of Joy. No idea where they're going with that one. Inside, you get the new panoramic iDrive, a full-width windscreen display that replaces most traditional screens. There's also a 3D heads-up display, haptic feedback steering wheel buttons, and voice interaction backed by large language models. Basically, it's like talking to ChatGPT. In the back, you've got 520 litres of boot space, expanding to 1750 with the seats down, and a 58 litre frunk. It also seats 5. Towing capacity, 2,000 kilos, and both vehicle to load and vehicle to grid. BMW says the iX3 uses 34% less CO2 across its life cycle than the last one, helped by a secondary first strategy, where things like marine plastic, recycled aluminium, and eco-near fabrics make up roughly a third of the vehicle. It's built in Hungary at BMW's first fossil-free production plant and comes in 3 trims: Base, M Sport, and M Sport Pro. The latter giving you adaptive LED headlights, red calipers, M seats, iconic glow lighting, and more. But what do you think? Is this the kind of EV to change your mind? Or has BMW lost its soul? Would you buy one over a Model Y or a Q6 e-tron? Let me know down in the comments. Ford has officially renamed its Ford Performance division to Ford Racing, describing it in a blog post as a wholesale reintroduction of our racing brand. The brand is designed to bring road and race operations closer together and aligns with the launch of the new programs in Formula 1 and the Le Mans hypercar category. Ford Racing will continue to compete across the board in rally raid, off-road racing, NASCAR, drag racing, Mustang Spec Series, and GT3 racing, with more to come. Mark Rushbrook will remain at the helm, overseeing both racing and performance road cars, including the GT3-derived Mustang GTD, Ford's current Halo model. Ex-F1 driver Daniel Ricciardo is also joining Ford Racing as a global ambassador, with a specific focus on its off-road offerings, particularly the Raptor lineup. In his welcoming blog post, Ricciardo emphasised his ongoing passion for motorsports and trucks, noting that he bought a Raptor in 2017 before even owning a house in the US, and was impressed by Ford's design culture on his Dearborn visit. Backing this up, Ford CEO Jim Farley recently said, "There's no Porsche of off-road," and he explained he didn't know why. He even outlined a vision for a Raptor branded supercar. Think Dakar capable, digitally tweaked, perhaps partially electric, with the sort of over-the-top grrr that fans want? Who knows? But despite all of this, let's not gloss over the elephant in the room. Ford has quietly axed the Focus RS, Focus ST, and Fiesta ST. That leaves just the Puma ST and the Mustang as the only true performance cars carrying the ST-RS DNA. For many fans, that is a tiny lineup for a brand so heavily invested in motorsport. But what do you think? Is this just marketing spiel, or are you hoping that this will lead to new fast forwards? Let me know in the comments. Honda has officially revived the Prelude nameplate after 25 years, calling it a specialty sports model, designed to deliver joy of driving in an electrified era. Sales start in Japan on September 5th, so yesterday, with European deliveries expected shortly after. I actually got to see the pre-production version of the car at Goodwood Festival of Speed earlier this year, and now we finally have the full story behind what Honda calls a hybrid performance flagship aimed at everyday driving enjoyment, not just lap times. Under the bonnet is Honda's latest EV hybrid system, with a 2-litre Atkinson cycle petrol engine and 2 electric motors. Power goes to the front wheels through Honda's S Plus Shift, a system that simulates an 8-speed gearbox with paddle shifters, and even pipes in synthesized engine noise through the Bose speakers to make the car feel more mechanical. The Prelude isn't just about driving style either. There are 6 distinct drive modes. They are Comfort, GT, Sport, Sport S Plus, and Custom. The engineering team borrowed the Civic Type R's dual-axis front suspension to minimise torque steer and improve cornering precision, add adaptive dampers, Brembo 4-pot brakes, variable gear ratio steering, and a new version of Agile Handling Assist for better stability under braking and mid-corner, and you've got a hybrid coupe that wants to be hustled. Honda says the goal wasn't outright speed, but accessible fun, something anyone can enjoy on a twisting road without needing racetrack levels of skill. Inside, the Prelude mixes blue and white leather trim with a flat bottom steering wheel, alloy paddles, and full graphic meters designed specifically for this model. A 9-inch Honda Connect system with Google built-in, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a Bose premium sound system come as standard. The rear seats fold flat, and the hatchback style tailgate makes it more practical than you'd expect from a coupe. Honda even points out it can carry golf bags or surfboards, a nod to the original Prelude's everyday usability. Bizarrely, with this car actually going into showrooms yesterday, final performance figures weren't quoted. Honda insiders say the hybrid system produces around 200 horsepower, with a focus on linear throttle response rather than headline-grabbing 0 to 60 times. Pricing in Japan starts at around about 6 million yen, or about £32,000, which in the context of the Civic Type R, that car starts at around 25 grand. The same car in the UK, meanwhile, is about 50 grand. So does that mean that the Prelude will start with a 6 in the UK? That will put it squarely up against the likes of the BMW M440i and Mercedes CLE 300. That's a big ask for a Honda, even one as special as the Prelude. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? Will they be able to take the fight to the Germans, or do you think that they're shooting a little bit too far? Volkswagen has confirmed the ID two-wheel concept will reach production as the ID Polo, launching in 2026 with a starting price of around about £22,000. This isn't just a name change, it marks the beginning of VW bringing its classic nameplates into the electric era. We'll see familiar badges like Golf and Tiguan follow the same path as VW tries to bridge the gap between its legacy combustion cars and its growing ID electric family. The big headline for enthusiasts is the ID Polo GTI, arriving in 2027 with 233 horsepower. VW says it will capture the spirit of the GTI nameplate, its sharp handling, everyday usability and strong performance, just without a petrol engine. Both the ID Polo and ID Polo GTI will debut at IAA Munich next week alongside the ID Cross SUV concept. VW promises a major interior rethink, physical buttons return after years of criticism, interior materials are upgraded, and the infotainment system has been completely rebuilt for speed and usability. This is very much VW trying to reconnect with buyers who felt the brand has somewhat lost its way of late. The ID Polo isn't just about electrification, it's about making VW fun and affordable again, something the company says will be central to its strategy moving forward. Mini has teamed up with Deus Ex Machina to create two bespoke John Cooper Works one-offs, each capturing a different side of Mini's performance and design DNA. The collaboration is all about craftsmanship, creativity and culture. Mini says that these cars blend motorsport heritage with a kind of lifestyle artistry like Des are known for. Both vehicles feature large white X motifs on the roof to mark the partnership, and a focus on bold graphics, traditional materials and what Mini calls a beauty of imperfection approach. More raw and more mechanical than polished and high gloss, in other words. Based on the Mini JCW Electric producing up to 258 horsepower, the Skeg takes inspiration from surf culture. It wears semi-transparent fiberglass body panels that cut weight by about 15%, with a flex-tip surf spoiler designed to mimic the lift and flow of a surfboard. The roof straps, illuminated grille and lightweight dashboard borrow directly from the surfboard construction techniques, while neoprene-trimmed racing bucket seats and surfboard storage trays in the cabin make the link unmistakable. Mini calls it a mobile surf shop with race car performance, designed for people who live as much outdoors as they do behind the wheel. On the other side of the spectrum sits the Machina, powered by the 231 horsepower JCW engine. This is one aimed squarely at Mini's racing heritage. Widened wheel arches and Can-Am style rear wing for that classic motorsport stance, rally lights on the bonnet, stripped back interior and a full roll cage, as well as a hydraulic handbrake for proper old school control, or drifting, let's be honest, plus 5-point harnesses and aluminium floor plates for that mechanical motorsport feel. The diffuser design even nods to Mini's racing success at the Nordschleife, while Des branding and custom graphics make sure it looks as wild as it drives. The cars will be unveiled at IAA Mobility in Munich this week, alongside a Mini Des clothing collection launching globally on the 8th of September. But which two of those cars would you go for? Why don't let me know in the comments. Kia has pulled the covers off its EV5, its new mid-sized electric SUV, and confirmed UK pricing starts at £39,295, with customer deliveries scheduled for early 2026. The EV5 sits below the EV6 in Kia's lineup, but carries over much of its tech, including its eGMP platform, 800 volt ultra-fast charging and Kia's new connected cockpit design. Two battery options will be offered, a standard range model and a long range version capable of up to 329 miles on a WLTP cycle. Kia says 10 to 80% charging in under 25 minutes will be possible at high-speed DC charging stations, with the car also featuring bi-directional charging. Inside, the EV5 gets wraparound panoramic display, sustainable materials across the seats and dashboard, and a flat floor for maximum space efficiency. Kia claims interior room rivals larger SUVs thanks to clever packaging. There's also the option of a relaxation mode, where the front seats fully recline for charging stops or breaks on long journeys. On the outside, the design follows Kia's Opposites United philosophy, with angular lines, LED lighting signatures, and a squared off chunky stance. The brand says it's aimed squarely at families who want EV practicality without losing road presence or style. Alongside the EV5, Kia has revealed its refreshed 2026 Kia Stonic. While it keeps its familiar mild hybrid petrol engines, the focus has been on a complete cabin technology upgrade. There's a new 10.25-inch central touchscreen, digital driver display, upgraded driver assistance systems, and wireless smartphone integration now standard across the range. Higher trim adds adaptive cruise control and lane centering tech, bringing semi-autonomous capability to Kia's smallest SUV for the first time. Outside, the Stonic gains new alloy wheel designs, a reshaped front bumper, and revised lighting graphics, while inside, materials have been improved for a more premium feel. Kia says it wants the Stonic to remain the value-packed entry point into its SUV range, while giving buyers a taste of the tech found in pricier models. So what do you think? Would you go for these, or would you go for its sister brands Hyundai iONIQ 5 and Kona? Do let me know in the comments below. So that pretty much covers all of your news for this week. If you think I've missed something, or you have an opinion on what I've said in today's video, then be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you've liked this video, I'd really appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click subscribe and click that bell icon so always get notified whenever I load up new content. We'll be having an extended version of That Was the Week That Was in Cars next week, covering the IAA Mobility Show, and you won't want to miss that, as there's going to be a lot to cover there. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. That was the week that was in cars. I'm Max, and I'll see you on the next one.